Yo, I don't know what I saw, what I was thinking, but I really thought that they had put all the episodes of Love is Blind up to episode 10. And it was just the first 4 episodes. So we're back with a review for episode 4. It picks up where 3 left off with Uche and Aaliyah still in the pod after he confessed that he used to date Lydia. And then they show footage of the actual conversation that he and Lydia had. And of course, Aaliyah says she needs a moment to think about it and she needs to have a conversation with Lydia because her and Lydia had gotten real close and they were each other's person while they were in the pods. So yeah, she's like, I need to have a conversation with her because I don't want it to be awkward or whatever. And she's got some feelings to get out. He gives her the okay to take her time to figure it out. Izzy proposes to Stacy. As I was saying, Izzy proposes to Stacy. I wasn't sure he was going to do it, but he actually did it. He proposed to her. This sounded heartfelt, but I felt like it was forced. I don't believe it. But he proposed to Stacy, and she comes out. She's crying, full of emotion. And we see Johnny stand off to the side, just pissed and angry. And then she's in her confessional like, well, trying to make it seem like it's okay, it's all good with her, whatever. But, and that she even came out and told another woman that we saw that, of course, we already know we're not following her or her story because we didn't see her talking or have no confession. But Johnny told this other person that, he's not ready to be married anyway. Like, he just got a new place. He just signed for a loan for this and that. Like, down talking him. So if he got all these things going on that makes him not a good catch, or you feel like he wouldn't have proposed, he's not ready for a commitment. Why you mad? Why did you let Chris go for him? It's the lies for me. So she in her feels about it. She feels away. She goes and has another conversation with Chris, and she wanted to tell him how much she really care about him, and she really love him, and she trusts him, and she feels like they can make it a go or whatever. They could do this and do that. He was like, I'm sorry, but it's gonna be a no for me. I need more time. Like, I can't commit to you. I can't propose to you. No. And I don't blame him, because he was all in from the jump. But she cut him off for Izzy, and Izzy cut her off for Stacy. I think Izzy changed his mind when she said that she was still in love with somebody who passed away from doing drugs. That was not ideal for him. Izzy cut people off real quick. But she's over there with her feelings hurt, so I'm guessing they're not gonna follow her when they come back on, when we get to episode 5. I'm not sure how they could keep following Johnny because Chris said basically no. So we see Aaliyah and Lydia have a conversation. Lydia hugs Aaliyah. Aaliyah's like, I gotta know, like, Lydia was like, okay, so yeah, I used to date Uche. And Aaliyah's like, okay. And she was like, I'm sorry, I knew the whole time, but that's why I kept telling you things like, we are the same person. I see myself in you. You are just like me. And he picked the same kind of person. But if you're who he wants, that's fine by me. I'm happy with Melton and everything. And I'm like, you're lying. From what we saw of the first time that y'all met up and you knew it was him on the other side, you wanted to start over and give y'all another chance. And he said no. He into Aaliyah. He want to go through this experiment. So what did you do? You went out there in front and acted like things was all good between you and her, knowing daggone well that you used to date the guy that she's falling for, which was so wrong. But I understand that you felt like you couldn't say anything at the time until he said something. But once he did say it and Aaliyah came out and let you know he said it, then you went into all this stuff. Like, he was like this, he got a dog, I bought the dog a gift. We just had sex 3 months ago. How can you tell that girl that you're happy for her and you want her to have the best with him and then sabotage like this? Then when you have a comment, like, you give a single white female for real, then she was like, oh, okay. And she kind of like let you know that she didn't want to hear all these things because you tell her, describing to her what kind of car he drive, what his house looked like and all that. And I'm not sure what else you didn't told her because, of course, they're not going to show us the whole conversation. But I hope you didn't tell her how he looks and describing him and stuff like that. But anyway, like, you just did too much. You did too much, Lydia. And it was all aroused so that it was a scheme that Tar set up to come to us with the bullshit. Because you want to try to throw them off so you can get your chance to weasel your way back in with Uche. Because you really care about Uche. I mean, you really wanted Uche. And he don't want you. So then you go and you have a conversation with Milton. And you tell Milton about it. And my whole thing is, you made sure you brought it up. Like, it was no need to tell Milton that. And then it's like you tell him, but then you say, but I don't want him. Like, he wanted to start from scratch and he wanted to start over, but I told him no. You're a liar. A big fat liar. You want Uche. And you want him bad. Because if you didn't want him, there's no need to bring him up between you and Milton until he proposes. That's when I would have brought it up. Like, I realized that somebody I used to date was in here, so, but it ain't nothing. Obviously, it's something because you brought it up to him the way that you did, and you lied along with it, trying to make it seem like you wasn't into him like that, and there's nothing going on with y'all, whatever. Because I don't even recall if you even told him that y'all slept with each other 3 months ago, like you did with Aaliyah. I was like, she is so wrong, trying to sabotage. But then you and Milton finish your conversation or whatever. He said he's still in it. I mean, he gets quiet. And of course you can get quiet because you're thinking, pondering on like that's a lot to take in. But he does eventually propose to her, and that whole conversation just before their proposal was so forced. I just did not believe it. It was like pulling teeth. And then we saw that Uche and Aaliyah had another conversation. And they talked about the proposal. He talked about what kind of ring she might like and all that kind of stuff. And she did tell him that she was going to talk to Lydia. And she let him know she talked to Lydia. And then he comes in ready to propose. And I noticed that we didn't see Aaliyah anymore, right? In the living quarters with the other woman. He comes in, and on the table is the journal that he gave her. And he's like, Aaliyah, are you there? Aaliyah. And then we hear a voice come over the speaker saying that Aaliyah chose to leave the experiment. It was too much. So, Lydia, it looks like what you did worked. You got her to leave. And the only reason you saying yes to Milton, because Milton is only 24 and you're like 33 or 30. But you're between 30 and 33, I would say. And I think he said he was only 24. But you only said yes to his proposal because you want to get the chance to go on a vacation together so that you can see Uche once again. Even though you already know where he lives. But I think you want to see Uche, and you also want to see Izzy. Because you was really feeling Izzy. You was really feeling him. And from the clips of what's coming up in the season, it's going to start to get messy. We're going to see Milton at the altar waiting, which means that him and Lydia really went through this whole experiment together with the vacation and living together. I don't know why he even put himself through that. I feel like he set himself up for heartbreak. But yeah, Uche is hurt. Aaliyah just packed it on up and left. She said it's too much drama. But we did see in the previews that she's gonna meet up with him at a bar, kinda like how what's their names from the last season? The geeky lawyer guy and the girl, the multiracial, ambiguous young lady. She had like the whimsical wedding dress on and everything, and her father was a jerk. I can't think of their names right now, but see how I forget just that fast? I think that their season was, what, 2-3 months ago? And I forgot their names already. But yeah, they met up after the fact. They ended up getting married and going on a trip. The father paid for them to go on a honeymoon overseas and everything, which was good. Is her name Bliss? I think her name was Bliss. But I can't think of the guy's name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Irene treated him really, really bad. Irene just chose him so that she can get the chance to go on that vacation and everything. And she was treating him real bad, remember? Y'all know who I'm talking about. But yeah, it's seeming like they've come up with a formula for this show. And they keep doing the same thing. They always, for the black people, for our demographic, they reel us in with showing some of us this kind of complexion and a little darker. Not too much darker, though. In the previews. And we see us all throughout the first episode. But it's very rare that we see a brown girl like us actually have a love story. And their love story gets followed. Now, they'll have an African guy. They'll either have a brown skin or chocolate brown man. But not no chocolate brown girl. It's like that chocolate brown man always gonna get with someone who's racially ambiguous or the very light black woman. The last time we had a brown girl was Lauren, and then this time with Aaliyah. I don't count Tiffany and Brett because to me Tiffany is like light caramel complected. She would pass the paper bag test. You get what I'm saying? So I don't count her, even though I love their love, you know. But yeah, that's their formula. They do that to reel us in to get us to watch the show. And then when it's time for people to couple up and propose and all that, it's never one of us getting proposed to. Or it's like always something happens. Or whatever. So we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen with this conversation between Uche and Aaliyah. We don't even know if she's meeting up with Uche. She could be meeting up with Lydia. Who knows? But yeah, I can't wait till these next few episodes come on because this was something. This was really something. And it would have been nice to see her and Uche together because it's chocolate on chocolate love. And I loves to see it. Because I love us. For real. Like Mo always say. Mo Worldwide. Monique. I love us for real. My sweet babies. Alright, y'all, that's enough rambling. I'll talk to y'all later. I see y'all, I guess, later this week, or maybe the weekend, with the next few episodes of Love is Blind when it comes out. Peace out, y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.